Good morning, students. How are you? I hope everyone is happy. God bless you and your family. In the previous section, we saw about the human digestive system. In human digestive system, there are many parts that work together. The food that you eat as biomacromolecules, which are nothing but the carbohydrates, protein, lipid, and nucleic acid. This have to be converted to their simple form so that your body can absorb it. What is digestion? Digestion means this process of converting complex food substances into simpler form to facilitate absorption is called digestion. So human digestive system divided in two types. The first one alimentary canal and second one digestive gland. Alimentary canal consists mouth, pharynx, esophagus, stomach, small intestine, large intestine, rectum and anus. Then digestive gland include pancreas, liver, salivary gland, then gastric gland. The first one, mouth. The anterior opening of the alimentary canal is the mouth. It lead to the buccal cavity. Buccal cavity means cheek or oral cavity where the teeth, tongue and salivary gland are present. Here, indigestion, mastication and swallowing of food occur. In human, there are a total of 32 permanent teeth. There are four different types of teeth, namely incisors, canines, premolar, and molar. These help in the chewing of food. Next one, pharynx. This is a wide muscular tube situated at the back of the mouth. It's divided in three parts: upper parts, middle parts, and lower parts. Pharynx followed by esophagus. Esophagus, it's a long muscular tube. It's connected the pharynx to the stomach. Next part, stomach. The esophagus lead to the sac-like organ called stomach. It's a muscular hollow organ having a cavity of 1 liter. Stomach hold food and also a mixer and a grinder. It secrete strong acid and powerful enzymes that help in the process of breaking down of food. Food is the generally it's a liquid or paste consistency when it leave the stomach. The next one, small intestine. The small intestine is a long tube which loosely coil in the abdomen area. Your enzyme from the pancreas and the liver and further break down the food. Three segments make up the small intestine, which are the duodenum, jejunum, and ileum. The next part, large intestine. The large intestine it's a long muscular tube that is different part which are cecum, colon, and rectum. The waste that is left over after digestion of food reach the rectum through the peristaltic movement of the colon. Now move on. Digestive gland. Pancreas, liver, gallbladder. This organ also plays significant role in the human digestive system. Pancreas secreted enzyme which help in the breakdown protein, fat and carbohydrate. The liver secretes bile and clean and purify the blood coming from the small intestine. The gallbladder store the bile that the liver produce. It release bile into small intestine to aid the digestion process. I welcome everyone back to my class. Today we are going to discuss about the respiratory system. What happens when our body does not get enough oxygen? We feel breathless, tired, uneasy and can even become unconscious in extreme case. Why do you think this happens? And this because oxygen is extremely important for producing energy. The respiratory organ are responsible for this process. Let's study about this essential organ in your body. You have learned in the preceding chapter that the digested food molecules are carried by the blood to all the cells of the body. In the cell, the glucose molecules combine with the oxygen through the complicated chain of reaction to produce energy. Carbon dioxide and water are liberated as byproduct. This is essential in the process of respiration that take place inside the cell of most living organism. In the equation, glucose plus oxygen gives carbon dioxide plus water plus energy. This part of the respiratory process, which take place inside the cell, is called internal respiration or cellular respiration. We will not discuss in this chapter. We will talk only about external respiration or breathing, which is the process of exchanging of gases between the body and the air. We will learn how air is inhaled, taking in, how oxygen from the inhaled air mix with the blood, and how carbon dioxide produced in the cells reach the lungs and is exhaled. We will also learn about the respiratory system, which is responsible for the external respiration. Next one, difference between external and internal respiration. External, outside; internal, inside. External respiration, it is the physical process which oxygen is taken in and carbon dioxide given out. Intaking oxygen and releasing carbon dioxide. But internal respiration, it's a biochemical chemical process in which oxygen combining with food. Second one, external respiration, it take place outside the cell. Outside means environment. Internal respiration, it take place inside the cell, inside the body. Third one, no energy is released from food. Internal respiration, food is broken down to release energy, glucose. Next, we will discuss about organs of the respiratory system. Our respiratory system consists of all the organs responsible for the exchange of air between the atmosphere and the lungs. Exchange of air means intaking oxygen and releasing carbon dioxide. Together they form what is called the respiratory tract. Let us see what the organs of the respiratory tract are. The first one, nose, windpipe, bronchi, lungs, and alveoli. Now we will discuss about nose. Every day you encounter many smells. Some good like baking bread and some not so good like dirty cloth. We are able to smell all of these aromas and odors because of our nose. In fact, the human nose can detect and recognize thousands of different smells. But allowing you to smell is not the only thing your nose does. It is also a passageway of air, and it is protect your lungs so you can breathe. It even help you taste your food. Parts of the nose: nostril and septum. Your nose has two openings called nostrils that act as the main entryway for air to the body. Each nostrils lead into passageway in your nose. Between this is the septum, a thin wall that separates the passageways. At the top of your nose, near your eyes, the septum is made up of hard bone. But down near the tip of your nose, it is made up of a flexible material called cartilage. You can feel how flexible this cartilage is by touching the tip of your nose with your finger and moving it back and forth. See how your nose wiggles. Olfactory receptors. Why inside the uppermost part of your nose are special cells called olfactory receptor. These are cells that sense odor molecules in the air and send signals to your brain that allow you to recognize smells. Since this olfactory cells are the reason we can smell, we call the ability to smell olfactions. Echo. The inside of your nose is covered a thin moist layer of tissue called mucous membrane. An important job of the mucous membrane to take mucus, sometimes called snot or guts. The inner surface of the cavity is lined with air and mucus producing cells, which make it sticky and moist. The air and mucus trap dust and germs and preventing them from going deeper into the respiratory tract. The blood vessels in this nose help to warm the inhaled air. Now move on windpipe. After passing through the nasal cavity, the air enters the pharynx. Then it goes into the trachea or the windpipe, which is an elastic tube extending down the length of the neck and partially into the chest cavity. Trachea. The trachea, commonly known as windpipe, is a tube about 4 inches long and less than an inch in diameter in most people. Trachea begins just under the larynx and runs down behind the breastbone. The trachea then divides into smaller tubes called bronchi. Between the pharynx and the trachea lies a small air passage called the larynx, commonly known as or the voice box. Your larynx is a very specialized and complicated organ that lies at the base of your throat. It is an essential part of your air passage as it connected your pharynx or throat with your trachea or windpipe. The larynx also serves as a valve that prevents swallowed food, liquids, and other foreign items from entering your airways. When you push air from your lungs across your vibrating vocal cord to produce sound, your vocal cords, which are stretched like violin strings across your inner larynx, are also known as vocal folds. Now move on bronchi. The bronchi, singularly known as bronchus, are extension of the windpipe that shuttled air to and from the lungs. Think of them as a highway for gas exchange with oxygen going to the lungs and carbon dioxide leaving the lungs through them. They are part of the conducting zone of the respiratory system. The conducting zone, which include the windpipe and pharynx, it's a region of the respiratory system that only moves air in and out of the body, and it's not a part of the gas exchange process. Each bronchus contains cartilage, a mucosal lining, and smooth muscles. Cartilage means flexible bone. Cartilage is a connective tissue that provides support for the physical process, and in case it prevent the collapsing of the bronchi during the inhalation and exhalation. This is important since air conducting involve pressure that can damage soft tissue if not protected. The mucosal lining produce mucus. Mucus means a sticky substances that is produced in some part of the body, especially the nose, which is a thick semi-liquid substances designed to drop foreign particles from the entering the lungs. Foreign particle means some unwanted substances like bacteria, dust, or some things. Smooth muscles. Smooth muscles also found in each bronchus. It muscles that is involuntary controlled, which means you cannot control it yourself. Your body determines whether the smooth muscles contract or relax based on the whether or not more or less airflow is needed. You are walking in the forest and bear is standing in front of you. The bear growls in your moment, a panic, you take off running. Once safely away from the bear, you realize that you are the panting and breathing heavily. During emergency situation such as the one presented above, the breathing is vital to surviving. More oxygen combined in means more energy being produced by the cell that are necessary for escape, including your muscles. In case like this, body release norepinephrine, an emergency hormone which also causes more muscles into the bronchi to relax, allowing more air to come into the lungs and more oxygen to be delivered to necessary tissues. Today I give 10 hard words. The first one, inhaled, exhaled. Next, nostrils, nasal cavity, mucus, trachea, voice box, bronchioles, respiratory, larynx, windpipe. Once again, inhaled, exhaled, nostrils, nasal cavity, mucus, trachea, voice box, bronchioles, respiratory system, larynx, windpipe. Today biology assignment, study all the question answers. Thank you.